What's up, guys? Welcome to the Line Change podcast. And in this video, we're going to be talking about some more bold predictions for the Vancouver Canucks for this upcoming 2025-26 season. Obviously, if you guys have been following the podcast / the channel, you'll know that recently I did my own personal video on bold predictions for the Vancouver Canucks. It was this one. Yeah, this one right here. If you guys haven't yet, go ahead and check that out. I have some pretty bold and I have I think a bit of a hot take in that video. So go ahead, check that video out. But in this one, we're going to be going over some more bold predictions from Canucks Army. Stefan Roget, I believe, had some bold predictions of his own. So we're going to go over that and we're going to discuss it and talk about it. But before I do that, as I always do, I want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Gassy Jack Art, maker of this amazing artwork you see right here behind me. And you guys can check him out yourselves at gassjackart.com. There is a link to his website in the description down below. You guys can also check him out on Instagram at GassyJackArt. So without any further ado, let's take a look at Stefan Roget's bold predictions for the Vancouver Canucks, where he goes on to say he thinks the club will finish with 4 30-goal scorers. So let's go ahead and dive into it. The round total of 30 goals has become a rough benchmark for goal-scoring success in the modern NHL. Only the very best are truly expected to consistently exceed that number. For the rest, a 30-goal campaign is typically seen as a good one in almost every circumstance. And we've seen that expectation play out in recent years for the Vancouver Canucks. Remember Brock Boeser's quest for 30 goals that kept coming up short until he finally potted 40 in 2023-24? I certainly remember that. Recall the hopes that the newly signed Jake DeBrusk would prove a success by scoring 30 goals in his Vancouver debut season. He only notched 28 this past upcoming season. I do think Jake DeBrusk can hit that mark this upcoming season. I talk about that in my bold prediction video. The unfortunate truth, however, is that neither DeBrusk nor anyone else on the Canucks hit the 30-goal threshold in 24-25. DeBrusk came closest with 28, followed by Boeser and Pius Suter with 25 each, but nobody else even cracked 20, which is, mind-blowing to even say, considering how many goals we scored the year prior to last season. Even JT Miller was pacing for fewer than 20 goals at the time of his trade. It was not exactly a banner year for Canuck goal scoring, to say the least, and it contrasted sharply with the previous 23-24 campaign in which the Canucks enjoyed the contributions of 3 different 30-goal scorers, Boeser with 40, Miller with 37, and Elias Pettersson with 34. As we head backward in time, we find that the 2022-23 Canucks, who missed the playoffs despite having 4 30-goal scorers, Elias Pettersson with 39, Andrei Kuzmenko with 39, JT Miller with 32, and Bo Horvat with 31. Go back another year to 2021-22, and the Canucks again had 3 goal scorers. 3 30-goal scorers. Miller with 32, Pettersson with 32, and Horvat with 31. Aside from last year, the next most recent time the Canucks have failed to have a 30-goal scorer was a pandemic-shortened season of 2019-2020 and 2020-2021, though each of those seasons featured players who paced for 30 goals over a full 82-game schedule. Obviously, we have to take that into account. It was a pandemic-shortened season, and as what Stefan mentions in this article, there were players that were on pace for 30 goals prior to the pandemic, basically halting everything. To find the last non-shortened season in which the Canucks did not have a 30-goal scorer again until last year, you've got to go back to 2018-2019, and even then, Pettersson had 28 goals in 71 games, and Boeser had 26 in 69, both of which extrapolate to more than 30. To find the last season before 24-25, seems like we're saying that a lot, in which no Canuck even paced for 30 goals, you've got to go all the way back to the 2016-2017 season and the days of Willie Desjardins, which is all just a really long-winded way of explaining that 24-25 wasn't just a bad goal-scoring year for the Canucks, but one of their worst goal-scoring years in recent memory. Now let's take a look at the bold predictions. It's easy enough to predict that someone on the roster will score 30 goals next year. In fact, it's almost likely, but then that's not exactly bold, is it? The Canucks went from 3 30-goal scorers in 23-24 to 0 in 24-25. Could they swing all the way back in 25-26? Sure, it's always more challenging to add goal scorers than drop them, but we can at least call this one within the realm of possibility. To maximize our boldness, we're going to instead predict that the Canucks bounce all the way back to their high water mark of 22-23 and enjoy the contributions of 4 different 30-goal scorers in the 25-26 season. It doesn't require quite as much boldness to guess who these 4 players might be. Brock Boeser will be eager to prove himself after a down year and a new long-term contract. He's perhaps the safest bet to hit 30 goals, so long as he avoids any major injuries. In my bold predictions, I did predict Brock Boeser to surpass 30 goals this upcoming season. Jake DeBrusk came close last year, and that was amid about as tumultuous a first season as one can ever expect with a new team. He hit 28, with his main running mate, Pettersson, suffering through an awful campaign. If DeBrusk can stay healthy and Pettersson bounces back, even slightly, 30 goals seems well within reach, and I have to completely agree with that. Speaking of Pettersson, he's easily the biggest part of all this. The 3 seasons prior to this last one saw him post 32, 39, and 34 goals. In 24-25, he obviously only notched 15. Pettersson getting back anywhere close to his previous goal-scoring standard would make a massive difference for the Canucks. And chances are, if he's doing that, he's also rebounded in other aspects of the game, like playmaking, which in turn makes it all the more likely that Boeser and DeBrusk hit their marks too. If this series were about fairly reasonable predictions, we'd probably leave it there, but the Canucks do have plenty of other candidates available for whom 30 goals might be in reach, and only one of them needs to get there in order for the Canucks to have a quartet. Connor Garland has a career high of 20 and just keeps getting better every year. He's developed into a real net front finisher, but he's also more of a primary playmaker than a shooter. So a major increase in goals is less than likely at this point, even if it's still possible. A better candidate, and this might be a bit of a hot take, better candidate might be the newly arrived Evander Kane. He missed the most recent regular season, but scored 24 goals in 77 games for 2023-24 while dealing with multiple injuries. Before that, Kane paced for 30 goals in 4 straight seasons, 26 goals in 64 games, 22 in 56, 22 in 43, and 16 in 41. Kane last hit the actual 30-goal mark back in 2018-2019 with the San Jose Sharks, so it has been a minute, but if health is finally on his side, he's about as likely to hit it this year as anyone else on the roster, and it is a contract year for him. I do think Kane can get 30 goals. Do I think he will? Maybe. But he is going into this season, having taken a year off to recover from multiple injuries. He's going to be healthy, and I am very intrigued to see how Evander Kane does in his first season with the Vancouver Canucks. We'd love to throw Kiefer Sherwood out as a candidate here, but expecting a guy to put up a career-high 19 goals at age 30 and then turn around and add another 11 goals the following year sounds a little ridiculous. I don't know. Hey, have you guys ever seen Angels in the outfield? It could happen. And as much natural goal-scoring ability comes with Jonathan Lekaramaki, he'll be tough to stay consistently in the lineup this year. Never mind getting enough minutes to approach 30 goals. No, aside from Boeser, DeBrusk, Pettersson, and Kane, the only other Canuck we think has a real chance of hitting 30 goals is Niels Höglander. I'm sure there may be some ridiculousness in that statement too, because the guy only got 8 goals last year, but in 23-24, Höglander hit 24 goals. He did that while primarily playing in the bottom half of the lineup too. He's got a shot at top 6 minutes in 25-26, and given some of the chemistry he flashed with Pettersson last year, one could even argue that Höglander has an inside track, get him on Pettersson's wing for the long term, and have Pettersson bounce back, maybe add some power play minutes to the mix, and suddenly 30 goals might be a distinct possibility for Höglander. Still a long shot, to be sure, but perhaps not as long as some of the others we've mentioned. So there you have it. Bold predictions that the Vancouver Canucks, or a bold prediction that the Vancouver Canucks will enjoy the contributions of 4 different 30-goal scorers in 25-26. We're most confident about Boeser, DeBrusk, and Pettersson side of that prediction. We like Kane's chances, and we think there's an outside shot for Höglander too, and what a difference it would make for the Canucks' on-ice fortunes. So that is the article. That is Stefan Roget's bold prediction. He thinks that the Vancouver Canucks are going to have 4 30-goal scorers. I want to know what you guys think, though. Do you guys agree with Stefan Roget's bold prediction? Do you think guys like DeBrusk, Besser, Pettersson are all going to hit 30 goals this upcoming year? Do you guys think that Evander Kane could be an unlikely 30-goal scorer this upcoming season, his first with the Vancouver Canucks? Do you guys even think Nils Höglander could hit that mark, considering he almost hit it a couple of seasons ago? Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think. And as always, if you guys like this video, be sure to hit that like button. And if you want to stay up to date on all your Vancouver Canucks content, I know content has been at a minimum lately, but be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a single video. You can find us on social media. You can find us on Facebook. Just search The Line Change to find our Facebook page. You can find us on Instagram at The Line Change. You can find us on X at Line Change Man. You can find us on TikTok at the TLC Podcast. You can also find us on Blue Sky at The Line Change. Feel free to give us a follow on all of our social media platforms. If you prefer a audio version of this podcast, you can find us on both Spotify and Apple Podcast. On Spotify, feel free to give us a follow, as well as rate and review us. It is, of course, greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the podcast. That's going to do it for me. Stay tuned. In about 1 hour, we're going to be going live with a new What If video, and it'll be an open discussion for Canuck fans. We're going to talk about what if Elias Pettersson and the JT Miller rift. What if it never happened? How would the season go? Obviously, JT Miller would probably still be here if that rift never happened. But it's going to be an open discussion. I'm looking forward to talking with you guys. I'm looking for the discussion. And stay tuned. About 1 hour, we're going to be going live. And I'll see you guys then.